top stories and your Storm Tracker 8 weather in the first 8 minutes. 8 News starts now.
Breaking news tonight, our top stories. 17 people are dead after a school shooting in Florida. This is video from Parkland as high school students were running away from the school, trying to get away from the shooter.
Video here from this afternoon. First responders treating people who were shot on the ground outside the building. If you look closely, you can even see blood there on the sidewalk.
Authorities have identified 19-year-old Nicholas Cruz as the gunman. They say he's a former student of Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School.
And of course, the story has captured the attention of the entire nation. John Rogers is in Florida tonight, live with the latest details. Good evening, John.
Good evening. We're located just a few blocks away from Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School. It's an eerie scene here. When we arrived late this evening, we still saw students walking around with backpacks. This suspect was well known at the school, and he had a bad reputation. Near the end of the school day, the fire alarm went off at Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School, and the carnage began. Students were crouched inside classrooms, hiding in closets, or frantically running away.
As soon as the fire drill got pulled, the fire alarm got pulled, when kids were evacuating, I heard 5 pops. And I was like, that's not a drill. It's like, and we never did a drill like that.
SWAT team members combed the massive school, while desperate parents tearfully searched for their children. 17 people were killed.
You see it when it happens in other places, but when it's your backyard, when it's your child that's hiding, it's just a little different, you know? It's a very sad day.
The suspect, 19-year-old Nicholas Cruz, was arrested an hour later. He was spotted walking down the street. Officials say he used an AR-15 rifle with numerous magazines. He also had a gas mask and smoke bombs. He was a former student who was expelled for disciplinary reasons.
Honestly, a lot of people were saying that it was going to be him, stuff like that. We threw a lot of kids through jokes around like that, saying that he was going to be the one to scoot up the school, but it turns out, you know, everyone predicted it.
He is in custody, and we've already began to dissect his websites and the things that social media that he was on, and some of the things that have come to mind are very, very disturbing.
Some of the injured are still in critical condition in nearby hospitals, and many are struggling to understand why America has faced another mass shooting. The school will be closed through the rest of the week, and officials say this ranks among the top 10 most deadliest mass shootings in modern U.S. history. Back to you.
All right, thank you, John. Now, during the shooting, students inside that school took shelter and hid as gunshots went off just around them. We will warn you, the video that we are about to show you, it is disturbing. We feel we need to show you what was really going on inside that school, but once again, we warn you, it is tough to watch.
Holy Oh my God!
The terror there and those screams that just hit you in the gut.
Difficult to imagine what they were thinking. Florida Governor Rick Scott tweeted tonight saying, quote, "My thoughts and prayers are with the students, their family, and the entire community. We will continue to receive briefings from law enforcement and issue updates."
We have new details tonight on that suspected gunman, Nicholas Cruz. He is in the red shirt in this video right here. Authorities say he is a former student and was expelled for disciplinary reasons. Investigators say they found disturbing material on his social media page. The gunman reportedly had at least one assault rifle as well as several magazines. An ex-schoolmate recalled Cruz posting on Instagram about killing animals and said he talked about doing target practice in his backyard with a pellet gun.
Yeah, he was on the 3rd floor. He knows the school layout. He knows where everyone would be at as of right now. He's been in his fire drills. He's prepared for this stuff.
Captured parents reuniting with their children near the school after this terrifying ordeal. Of course, relieved to see that their children there are safe and unharmed.
How could this happen in this state? This is a state that is focused on keeping all of our children safe. You come to the conclusion this is just absolutely pure evil.
Tonight, a teacher inside that school is talking about her experience, which she says began during 4th period. Her students were working on the school newspaper when that fire alarm went off.
We had a training recently. We could not have been more prepared for this situation, which is what makes it so frustrating, because we have trained for this. We've trained the kids for what to do.
Stay with 8 News as we continue to follow breaking updates from Florida tonight. We'll also have the latest details for you at WRIC.com and on the 8 News app.
Now to news where you live in Richmond. A Trinity High School student is dead after he was pulled from the James River on Monday.
The school tells us his name is Christian Wood. 8 News reporter Aaron Thomas spoke with his friends about the tragedy. Aaron?
Juan and Christina, students and staff here at Trinity Episcopal High School remember Christian Wood as a talented and driven young man. One family friend says that he had nearly 10 years of kayaking experience and look forward to becoming a world-class kayaker. Tape scribbled with the initials CW could be spotted all over the campus of Trinity Episcopal High School in memory of Christian Wood. The senior went into cardiac arrest when his kayak overturned on the James River and he became caught in the hydraulics. Wood's friend attempted to save him using CPR. He was taken off of life support days afterward. A small school, about 500 students, devastated by Wood's death. Head of school Robert Short released the following statement stating, "The hearts of the Trinity community go out to the Wood family during this time of unimaginable difficulty. Our school is in a period of mourning as we process this loss." A family friend tells 8 News Wood and his friend each have 10 years of kayaking experience, and their summer jobs required them to have 40 hours of rescue training each year. But Richmond Fire reminds everyone that conditions like these pose a danger, even for those with experience.
You can go out and it be at a certain level that's you know, you can walk out there or you can just go stand out and start fishing. And in a matter of a couple hours, it could be to the point where you are no longer able to get yourself back to shore. We just ask people to respect the river. If you don't respect the current of this water, it'll take you out.
And people who heard of this news say they're confused as to why Christian Wood and his friend decided to go on the river when the waters were above flood stage. In the meantime, Trinity does plan on having grief counselors on hand starting tomorrow. Reporting live in Richmond, Aaron Thomas, 8 News.
New at 11, a former VSU basketball player is under arrest. This is body cam footage from Monday night in Isle of Wight County. Deputies say Shanice Vaughn was pulled over for speeding. Investigators tell us her passenger, Natasha Bowman, was intoxicated and they found a gun in that car. According to an article from back in October, Vaughn had been a newcomer to the VSU basketball team.
Both were extremely irate with the officer. The driver was claiming to be an athlete at a local college and that continued to say that over and over again.
A statement from VSU tonight says Vaughn is a former member of the basketball team. Authorities say that gun they found was reported stolen in Wisconsin.
Time now for our first check on our Storm Tracker 8 forecast.
We could see a few drops tonight, but it sounds like it's going to be pretty warm tomorrow, no matter what happens. Storm Tracker 8 Chief Meteorologist John Bernier has the latest.
Yes, in fact, Juan, as clouds have actually started to increase over us, temperatures have actually slid back up a couple degrees across the metro area right now. Here's a wide look at the radar. Again, rain coming in from the west. It's going to skedaddle over us a little bit later on tonight here in central Virginia. You see it crossing now Interstate 81, the Blue Ridge Mountains. So give it a couple of hours before it gets here and heads in our direction. Outside right now, look at these temperatures. Lower 50s over us at 11 o'clock on Valentine's Day. These are closer to what our high temperatures normally are at this time of the year. And even still around 50 to 52 down south of a Spring Run Elementary School. You're the holdout in the upper 40s right now. Here's what happens the remainder of the night. Again, that rain that's off to the west comes over us later on towards 1 to 2 a.m. You can see here it's not going to be as heavy as it's indicated here. Then it's skedaddle off to the east, heads out of the way by early tomorrow morning. You're going to wake up and look what happens to those temperatures. Gets breezy, and by noon, we're going to be up to around 70 degrees. But changes coming over the weekend. We'll tell you about that coming up in a moment. And remember, you can track the weather when we're not on the air 24/7 with the Storm Tracker 8 app, good for any of your mobile devices.
A Chesterfield High School student is charged with raping a classmate at school. Police say it happened January 29th at Manchester High School, but it was not reported until last week. They tell us a juvenile male is accused of raping a young female after school. Their names will not be released. The suspect will be in court later this month.
Tonight, a Richmond mother whose daughter suffered a gruesome injury at school wants some answers about teacher supervision. This is what Jamia's forehead looked like when her mom picked her up on Tuesday from Lucille Brown Middle School. Administrators say kids were playing with rocks and accidentally hit the 6th grader in the head. But the girl's mom, who doesn't want to be identified on camera, says the principal told her it was a piece of asphalt that hit her daughter.
To my understanding, there was one teacher out there, and he really couldn't tell them what happened. So where do you lay the blame at? That's where I'm at. Like, who do I look at? And right now, I'm looking at the school. They should have been supervising those kids.
A spokesperson for Richmond Public Schools says the students responsible will be disciplined. Richmond police are also investigating.
News where you live in Hopewell. Police respond to a possible bomb. It turned out to be a prank. A resident was walking a dog in a retirement community when he or she found 3 devices in a yard. One of them appeared to be a timer marked with the words high explosives. State police determined it was a prank after someone claimed the items.
Today's shooting at a Florida high school is prompting new questions about how students and teachers are trained to react in these life or death situations.
Plus, a dead body goes unnoticed for years. We'll show you what happened in one Virginia neighborhood. John?
Okay, it's going to be warm for the next 2 days outside or us here in Central Virginia, but looking ahead to the weekend, the forecast for Saturday is starting to look a little ugly out there. We'll talk all about it coming up in a moment.
You're watching 8 News at 11. It's the news where you live.
There's the capital city on this Wednesday evening. Stay with us. Christina, John, and I have more 8 News in just a moment.
We're still following that breaking news in South Florida. At least 17 people dead after a school shooting that includes teachers and students. Authorities identified the suspect as Nicholas Cruz, a former student. They say he was expelled for disciplinary reasons. The gunman reportedly pulled the fire alarm before shooting at teachers and students. Stay with 8 News as we continue to follow this developing story.
In just the first 6 weeks of 2018, at least 19 students have been killed in school shootings. Dozens of others have been injured. That's according to ABC News. Lessons in math and science for kids now come with lessons on how to react if a gunman appears on school grounds. Police and first responders are trained together to confront a threat immediately. That's a lesson from the Columbine school shooting back in 1999. Then, officers told to wait outside for a SWAT team found a 45-minute delay to be a deadly mistake.
A man found dead in his home may have passed away several years ago. Authorities in Newport News say he was in his late 60s. A neighbor got a call from a family member asking to do a welfare check. That neighbor says he knocked on the door and noticed an odor. Police say foul play is not suspected.
Let's get another check now on the Storm Tracker 8 forecast here in the Weather Center with Chief Meteorologist John Bernier. There's a picture of Ettrick down there. I'm not sure what's happening in that dark sky with the clouds, JB, but do we have a little blanket over us tonight that's going to keep us warm for tomorrow?
Little insulation to set us up to get out of the gate in a hurry tomorrow across the. It's going to be your kind of a day with the warm temperatures. Not quite to the level you like.
For February, 70-something is beautiful.
Yes, very true. Here's what's going on. Clouds streaming over us right now with a warm front headed in our direction that's beginning to push into the state. It's the leading edge, you can see, of the warmer air. It's been very mild over the southeast today, down through Alabama, over into portions of Mississippi, and those locations have a little warm air. Along with that, though, right along the leading edge of it, here comes a little bit of rainfall that's beginning to move in towards us, and that's going to come through in the next few hours. So the clouds have built back in over us. Our temperatures are starting to rise thanks to that cloud cover that's moved in here. A little bit of light rain, basically Fredericksburg northward. You see around Charlottesville. We'll slide you down towards Charlottesville. You can see rain extending here, working its way now to just about US 29. And it's moving at a pretty good clip heading our way. So, about the time everybody's pretty much sound asleep except for the real night owls, we'll start to get a little light misty rain here in the area. I don't look for any significant rainfall accumulations. Outside, it is 50 for us, 53 degrees Ashland, 54 Fredericksburg, a couple places just in the upper 40s right now down to the south of us. Their temperatures are actually going to rise a little bit in the next few hours. So we'll start tomorrow morning off, maybe a couple of sprinkles left over, basically to the east of us. 52 degrees when you wake up at 6 a.m. Off to work near 60 at 8 a.m. And then by the lunch hour, we're up to around 70. Now, winds pick up. It's going to be a breezy day. Southwesterly winds in the afternoon, easily 10 to 15 miles an hour. May make it to 10 to 20. That'll warm our temperatures up, yes, into the low to mid 70s over us. So bye-bye to the rain tomorrow morning. It's out of the way. A little bit of sunshine here. Don't look for clear blue skies. Let's go with partly sunny conditions. You're going to see the clouds building back up as we head into the afternoon. Then tomorrow night, here's a cold front lurking to the north. Ahead of it, it's going to stay mild into Friday morning, and we'll even probably get temperatures around 70 Friday because of the warm start. Then the front comes by with a couple of showers coming through here as you see towards the middle of the day. Down in the south of us, colder air comes pouring in, and then it sets us up for problems on Saturday. Here's the European model. Saturday, the clouds are back. Here comes precipitation working its way back in, and by Saturday afternoon, could be mixed precipitation off to the north of us. And yeah, you even see a little snow to our northwest. So the next 2 days are warm. Again, some showers on Friday. Then a mix to rain on Saturday. I have already labeled it a Storm Tracker 8 Winter Weather Aware Day. Clearing on Sunday. Some evening showers Monday, more showers Wednesday. But, you know, after the weekend, we'll right back to the mild temperatures early next week. You can get the latest on that forecast for the weekend, how Saturday's kind of looking a little unsettled, and all the overnight news by joining our friends at Good Morning Richmond bright and early at 4:30 a.m.
Thanks, John. Good evening, everyone. I'm Natalie Calabat. After knocking off #1 Virginia Cavaliers, the Hokies took stop #2 on their 3-game road trip to face #14 Duke. And here in the River City, the Siegel Center didn't have a seat open. VCU hosted A10 rival. 8 Sports is next.
Later tonight on Nightline, the deadly shooting at a Florida high school. Students hiding under desks and in closets. SWAT teams swarming the scene. A suspect in custody. A former classmate telling chilling stories about his behavior.
8 Sports is sponsored by the Haley Automotive Group.
Good evening, Richmond. I'm Natalie Calabat. Thanks for staying up late with us this evening. VCU and Davidson tipped off their lone meeting of the regular season when the Wildcats paid a visit to the Siegel Center. Mike Rhodes and his Rams have won 3 straight at home against Bob McKillop and Davidson. Things started off well for the Rams. Mikael Sims, the Highland Springs grad, good for 3 to set the tone early for VCU. But it was only a matter of time before Kellen Grady and the Wildcats came crashing in. Davidson went on a 6-0 run to close their deficit to 1. Rams back in the mix. Justin Tillman knocking down Davidson defenders for 2. Tillman had 22 points individually, but combined with De'Riante Jenkins, they had 42 together. Unfortunately, the sweetness only lasted so long for VCU. They trailed by 4 at the break and dropped a 74-63 decision to Davidson.
You know, offensively, we didn't finish well around through contact especially in the second half, getting in the paint, and then we had some threes where we were teed up wide open. We didn't knock shots down. It's a bad combination when you're not getting stops and you're not making open shots. But we gotta go back and watch the tape, figure it out, and find a way to get a little bit better every day and get ready for the next one.
Another day just means another top 15 team for Virginia Tech, and after stunning Virginia in the Commonwealth Clash, they hit the road to face not much better #12 Duke. Grayson Allen and Duke at home to take on Virginia Tech. Duke up by 2. Allen gets stuck on the sideline, but he throws up the off-balance shot and he hits it as the clock expires. Later in the half, Virginia Tech moving the ball into the middle of the zone. And the kick out pass to Justin Bibbs results in the 3-pointer. Bibbs with 15 points to lead the Hokies. Allen then works off the screen and puts up the open shot. It goes for another 3 points. Duke leads by 8 at the half. Allen passes over to Gary Trent Jr., who fires for 3, and he hits it. Duke hits 15 3-pointers in the game. And check this out. While in transition, Allen to Trayvon Duval, who lobs it up to Javon DeLallier to get the alley-oop dunk. And that's pretty much how this game went. Sorry, Hokie fans. Duke takes this one, 74-52. And here's the latest look at the leaderboard from the 2018 Winter Olympics in South Korea. Germany has taken the lead with 12, the Netherlands behind them with 11, and the United States still remains in 5th place with 7. That'll do it for 8 Sports at 11. I'm Natalie Calabat.
Love story between 2 dogs. It's going viral. We'll show you the Valentine surprise. John?
All right, this weather Saturday into Sunday is going to be a little nasty over us here, and some of the rainfall forecasts are saying, ooh, up to about 1 inch of rain possible. Some places up here, you could have a wintry mix as part of that rainfall. We'll take a last look at the forecast coming up right after this.
New tonight, love is in the air on Kimmel.
Oh, yeah. That's good. That's very good.
With Jimmy's dates for the evening, Charles Barkley, and from Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Chloe Bennett.
Yes.
Kimmel, new tonight on ABC.
It is Valentine's Day, so talk about a perfect romance. A doggy cadet asks his crush to the military ball. Growly is the mascot of Virginia Tech's Corps of Cadets. The dog and Bracy there, they look like they're taking their relationship to the next level, apparently. Growly got a rose, some toys, treats to knock Bracy off her feet. And after sniffing the card, we're told, Bracy said yes. So happy Valentine's Day. John?
Well, one final look at the forecast. Tomorrow and Friday looking pretty mild over us here with temperatures in the lower 70s. A little rain later tonight, but it'll be gone by tomorrow morning. Also a little bit breezy. A couple isolated showers on Friday. Then Saturday, it is a Storm Tracker 8 winter weather aware day because we could have some mixed precipitation, wintry precipitation northwest of us. It should all change over to rainfalls. Temperatures making up to the lower 40s, and then we warm right back again next week. Maybe mid-70s by next Wednesday.
Time to get the shorts out for tomorrow.
And then put them back in.
Yes, right. It'll be a quick turnaround.
Absolutely. Virginia weather. Well, we thank you for joining us tonight for 8 News at 11.
You can keep up to speed on all the big stories of the day by following us at WRIC.com on Facebook overnight.